You'll stay with me, Serena, won't you? Serena looked for Alec and Capricorn, but they were not in the room. Answering Zima the best she could under the circumstances, she said, I'll be with you, no matter what you decide, Zima. I'm your friend. Serena felt her answer was not what the others expected her to say, but smiled at Zima and held her hand. Zima, feeling all the eyes of the signs fixed upon her, stood up and said, I'm going outside to get a bit of fresh air, and proceeded to walk out of the cottage alone. Zima! Serena called after Zima, but before the word had left Serena's mouth, Zima was already gone. The room fell into silence as the 12 witnessed Zima's exit. Aria was the first to speak. What in the world has gotten into that girl? She has the world and the universe at her feet, and she rejects it. Has she lost her mind? No, my dear Aria, not her mind, just her faith in herself. Just then Capricorn and Alec came walking back into the room, with more refreshments for everyone, unaware of what had just happened. Cappy picked up on the heavy atmosphere as soon as he walked in. What is it? What's happened? Don't worry yourself, Cappy, said Psyche. It's nothing that you've done or haven't done. It's nothing that any of us have done. Psyche is right, said Aquarius. It's Zima who is having trouble realizing her own destiny. Let me go talk to her, said Alec. I, for one, know what she must be feeling right now. No, said Virginia softly. There's only one among us right now who should go find Zima and talk to her. Scorpio smiled and placed his drink on the table. He nodded to the group. Lars stood up and began to walk toward the door. Where do you think you're going? Scorpio barked. I'll take care of this. It's about time we started treating Zima as a Tsarina and not a lost child. Scorpio found Zima in less than a minute, determined to help her resolve her inner turmoil. Standing firmly on the beach, he watched Zima dilly-dally ankle-deep in the water. Unaware of Scorpio's presence, Zima continued to pick up shells and stones, only to toss them back into the water. When you've finished playing, I would like to have a word with you, Your Highness. Scorpio's voice boomed over the sound of the waves and startled Zima. Looking to the shore, she saw the same menacing figure she had seen in similar circumstances weeks ago. Walking toward him, she called out, I'm sorry, Scorpio, I didn't see you there. In a serious tone, he replied, Do you remember when you and I first met? You were in the water then too, but you seemed a lot more sure of yourself then than you do now. The moon shone bright on the water and reflected in the dark eyes of Scorpio. Zima felt a chill run down her spine, and immediately knew Scorpio was there on serious business. Attempting to justify herself, Zima spoke quickly and matter-of-factly back to Scorpio. I don't know what you mean. Do you have a problem with me? As a matter of fact, yes, I do, Scorpio fired back at her. I have something to say, and all your excuses are exactly that. Just excuses. Clouds began to shroud the moon, and the beach darkened. Zima lost view of Scorpio for a moment, but followed his voice as he turned his back on her and began to walk along the beach. Don't you turn your back on me, Zima called after him. If you have something to say to me, say it to my face. Scorpio laughingly answered Zima. So you're all ready to take me on then? I don't suppose you've thought about taking on more pressing issues like your role as Tsarina, now have you, little girl? Or would that be too much to ask of you? With that, Scorpio began to walk back toward the cottage, and the last words Zima heard from him just as the clouds began to clear, were, "Grow up." Zima felt her anger boiling inside her like a volcano about to erupt. She picked up a stone shining in the moonlight and held herself back from throwing it at him. Instead, she turned and with all her might, frustratedly propelled it into the water. Watching it bounce off the surface, it disappeared out of sight just as Scorpio had. Still not happy, Zima picked up more stones and threw them into the water, yelling into the darkness, "Little girl? I'll show you, little girl. Who do you think you are?" Zima kicked the sand with all her might and stubbed her toe on a large stone. "Playing, eh? He thinks I'm playing, does he? Well, he seems to forget who he's talking to." Mocking his voice, she said deeply, "Oh, would that be too much to ask of you?" Marching up the beach toward the cottage, Zima continued yelling into the night sky. "Grow up! He has no idea who he's telling to grow up. I am grown up. I am the Tsarina." Scorpio turned the knob on the cottage door slowly, and the squeak of the door made everyone turn. He smirked slyly. "Get ready for it. She's on her way." He laughed and sat down beside Lars on the red velvet couch. Psyche walked over to Scorpio and handed him a glass of wine. Confidently, she asked, "I take it everything went well?" Scorpio grinned and said, "We shall soon see." Ymir and Gemini looked at each other, but decided it were best if they just stayed quiet and waited for Zima to arrive. The door flew open, and Zima entered the cottage. She walked straight over to Scorpio and whispered in his ear. He smiled and nodded. Zima made her way across the room to the hall entrance, turned and sarcastically stated, "If anybody is looking for the little girl, she will be in Psyche's room, playing with her dolls." Scorpio, unable to hold his laughter back, sprayed a mouthful of wine across the coffee table. Serena went to get up to follow Zima, but Aria quickly and gently sat her down again, saying, "Leave her be. This is a very crucial time. She needs to be alone. No outside influence whatsoever." The 12 resumed their prior conversations and continued to behave as if nothing was wrong. Zima appeared in the doorway about half an hour later, posing dramatically with her hands on her hips and glaring defiantly at the 12. "I think you should all know, I am the Tsarina of this country, and if any of you should wish to talk to me, then please address me accordingly. And that goes especially for you, Scorpio." Scorpio raised his eyes from the book he had opened on his lap. "I wouldn't have it any other way, Your Highness." Once again the room fell into silence. Even the flames of belief stopped crackling. Ymir stood and offered his seat to Zima. Aria and Aquarius both spoke at the same time, offering Zima a drink. Zima began to feel the importance of her role, and felt as though she belonged, knowing that this was, indeed, who she was meant to be.
Universal Connection Radio. Tune into the frequency.